What's up Gears? Hollow Strife here once again bringing you another Horde guide for Gears 5. I've managed to tactically sneak into your wardrobe to record this episode. This time we are covering the Tactician. Welcome back guys, just so you know, I'm not actually in your wardrobe, but these guides do cover everything there is to know about each class in their own videos. I have a small series of them now, link in the top right. My Horde guides are aimed towards players new to Gears or Horde mode, so if you are a hardcore Gears fan and think you know everything, then have a little bit of patience and you might learn something in this video. If this video does help you out at all in any way, or you just like these kinds of guides, then be sure to subscribe and leave a comment below on which class you would like to see me cover next. Whatever reason you clicked on this video for, you want to know a little bit more on how to play the Tactician. There's a few ways to play this class. Those of you who do actually want to be tactical and support your teams with callouts that actually benefit your team, you can do that. If you want to be a team-wide ammo dump, that's also an option. And there's obviously going to be a damage build that will have you hitting the top of the damage tables. I do love how diverse this class is, and all the builds I will feature in this video have been tested. Starting out like the rest of my guide, the Tactician will start with a hammer burst, boom shot, snub pistol and flash grenade. Different setups will optimise different kinds of weapons, so I would normally mention here the best weapons in slot to use. However, I will mention them later in the video when they are most relevant. Let's jump into the Tactician's ultimate first then, resupply. This is exactly how it sounds. You will drop an ammo box on the floor that will have a small radius. So long as you are stood in that radius you will regenerate ammo. Only ballistic weapons will have their ammo replenished. Explosive weapons can regenerate as well, however you need to put a single point into the explosive resupply perk. More on perks later though. Different weapons regenerate at different rates as well. Assault rifles and pistols will regenerate faster than say Longshot, M-Bar and Nasher. But I should have the exact numbers on screen from tests that I've done, and all these numbers will be the base version of your ultimate. No skill cards or maybe a single point in the explosive perk that I mentioned, but this is the most basic you can get. Any buffs and skill cards can make this number go up. What's good with this ultimate ability is that you don't need to have a weapon in your hand to benefit from the regeneration either. Your offhand weapons will also be regenerating ammo while stood in a circle. This ultimate will last for 15 seconds at base value and has a cooldown of 300 seconds or 5 minutes, however you like your time. The Tactician's passive ability is perfect for this class as well. Marking enemies and then having your teammates or yourself kill those enemies will reduce that person's ultimate ability by 5 seconds. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but there doesn't seem to be any kind of internal cooldown on this. So make sure you mark all your targets before you finish them off, and you can easily reduce your ultimate by 30 to 60 seconds between uses. The longest part of this video is when I cover all the skill cards for the class, because I try to cram in all the information you will ever need for that card. To earn extra skill cards for the Tactician, or any class, you're going to need to start making some levels. Getting to level 20 on any class takes a total of 369,100 experience, and I've got a chart that breaks down each level's requirements, which I should be showing on screen now. If you are a returning player to the series and you leveled up Keegan when it was the old hero system, any levels you had on him will have been transferred to this class at the start of Operation 5. I promise skill cards are next. Every class starts out at level 1, obviously, and you will only have score boost when you start out. You can choose to use this or not, it doesn't actually make any difference. Hitting level 2 will unlock Huddle Up. This just improves your ultimate's ability to resupply your teammates faster, depending on how many are stood in the circle. But this doesn't include yourself, so there's no buff for this one if you are only using this ability on yourself. At level 3 you will unlock a second card slot and the Eagle Eyes card. This is a great starting card as it allows you to mark more enemies at any time, pairing well with your passive ability. The next card you unlock is Custom Snub. It has some use, a bit more useful on escape though, as you will be limited to a pistol in that mode. I don't recommend it for Horde as there are better options, so skip this one for now. At level 5 you will unlock another card slot and an amazing skill card, Resupply Duration. simply makes your ultimate last an extra 1.5 seconds per level of the card. Equip this in your new card slot and leave it there. The next card you will unlock is Modified Hammerburst. This card is the exact same as Custom Snub, but is more beneficial in Horde. You start out with a Hammerburst in every Horde game, and I did use this card for a long time leveling up this class. It's just a straight up damage buff. You can use this in place of Huddle Up or Eagle Eyes for now. When you unlock your 4th card slot at level 7, you also receive Grenade Pouch. It just lets you carry more grenades, up to a maximum of 8 if you can max this card out, so it's definitely worth using. The next skill card to be unlocked is Situational Awareness. Now, the way this card works is when enemies shoot you and hit you, your character will automatically mark and call out these enemies for your team. That mark acts like any other mark that you would normally apply to an enemy, so if someone kills them, they also benefit from your passive ability. You might feel like this card doesn't buff you or do much, but it does work away in the background for a little bit of help. Once you hit level 9, you will have access to all 5 card slots, congratulations, but you will also receive Resupply Speed Loader. This is a strange card. At levels 1 to 4, please don't bother using it. Cards like this that make your active reload window slightly larger aren't worth using. If they also buff those same actives with a increased damage, it would actually be worth using. Hopefully that's a small change that might come in the future. But at levels 5 and 6 of this card, you get to completely bypass reloading altogether. So it does have its uses. However, I would still say you need to max this card out before you can get any real use out of it. Skip this card for now and use something that you skipped earlier. The next card you will unlock is Resupply Amplifier. This just increases the radius on your ultimate ability. It can be useful if your team is using you as an ammo dump, because it will mean that your whole team isn't stacked on top of each other. Level 11 will unlock 2 skill cards, Battle Hardened and Venom Explosive Resupply. Don't use either of these cards for Horde. Battle Hardened doesn't provide enough damage reduction on its own in my opinion. I did find myself getting one hit by boom shots and salvos with this equipped, but that might be because I play an Inconceivable or Master most of the time. Venom Explosive Resupply is a good card, it just doesn't work in Horde, it's an escape only card. But this does lead me on to something. If you guys want to see builds like this specifically for escape mode, let me know and I can start working on those as well. They wouldn't be as in depth, but it's something else to look out for. The next card we unlock is Shredder. That's not right. Not that kind of Shredder. There we go. This is an amazing damage card for the Tactician. When you unlock this at level 12, you will notice your damage output will spike massively. You have to use the drop shot, boom shot, salvo, frag grenades or lancer GL grenades though. And you will notice that the blast damage itself doesn't get a direct buff. Anything left with only a small amount of health will bleed out, and that bleed damage hurts a lot. Make sure you use as many explosives as you can when you have this equipped. At level 13 you unlock 2 skill cards again, Recharge Bounty and Interrogation. Both cards are good and they bounce off each other really well. Recharge Bounty is just an extension of your passive ability. So instead of just removing 5 seconds, it will remove 15 to 30 seconds from your own or your teammate's ultimates, depending on the level of the card. And if you do pair this with Interrogation, all nearby enemies will be marked, regardless of how many there are, and the reduced cooldown will actually count for each of them if they die with your marks on. Now, on to the next level and a useless card, Venom Boost. The card isn't actually useless, it just doesn't work in Horde, so skip this one for now. Next up is Epic Score Boost. Only useful for those of you trying to get high scores. Should I even bother covering this card in my guides anymore? Never actually recommend it. The first gold skill card you will unlock for the Tactician at level 16 is Resupply Healing Module. This is how you make a great defensive card. This will severely reduce how much damage you or your teammates take whilst in the radius of your ultimate. I hope you can see the possibilities with this card. Pair it with increased radius and duration and your whole team can be stupidly tanky for almost 30 seconds. It reduces damage from all sources and increases your health regeneration with 0 delay. A fantastic team card. Your next card to be unlocked is Disciplined, another great damage card which can double the damage output of most ballistic weapons. If you choose to use this card, it's best used with assault rifles, pistols, or even the Markser. You need to have a fast fire rate for that damage to build up. Speaking of that damage buff, the only visual indicator you will have is through damage numbers, and that damage will drop off very quickly if you stop shooting or miss your target. I personally suggest the Lancer GL, as you can also benefit from the Shredder card, but this weapon has an amazing fire rate. The final card you will unlock with the Tactician is Cooperation. This is the Tactician's second gold skill card and is unlocked at level 19, and it also allows your teammates to deal extra damage to enemies that you mark. This includes any of your marks, so this synergizes really well with Interrogation, Eagle Eyes, and Situational Awareness. Now, that is why I do have 3 builds for you today, and why this video is going to structure a little differently. So, I've covered the skill card, now I want to quickly cover the perks, and then I'll give you the 3 different builds. Each class has access to different perks once inside a Horde game, which can be leveled up to 10. Each perk costs a total of 24,250 energy to max out, and they grant more bonuses as you invest more into them. Tactician will have cooldown on kill, assault rifle damage, resupply explosive ammo, and health. Here are all the values for each level of perk and how much it will cost you to upgrade these. Here's the first build I want to recommend for the Tactician. This setup will focus on dealing damage as a Tactician whilst having a little bit of support that will mostly be for yourself, but your teammates can benefit from it as well. Shredder and Disciplined are here to buff all your damage, so use a mix of explosives and assault rifle damage. The Lancer GL is perfect for this as it will benefit from the assault rifle damage perk as well, and it does have those underbarrel grenades to use on bigger targets causing bleed. Resupply, healing module and duration are here to make you much tankier for as long as possible. Pairing this with explosive resupply perk to get ammo back from any of the weapons you have. However, this perk still doesn't replenish grenades. You do have an empty card slot here that you can put anything else into. My personal choices for this are Cooperation, Resupply Speed Loader only when it's level 6 though, Grenade Pouch, or Recharge Bounty. Perk order for this setup would be Explosives Resupply, Cooldown on Kill, Assault Rifle Damage, then Health. This build is ideal if you are going to be the main damage dealer in the game, but it does actually pair well with Demolitionists and Veterans. Build number 2 focuses on being more of a passive ammo dump for your team, focusing on buffing the absolute hell out of your Resupply ultimate ability. So, Resupply Healing Module for damage reduction and recovery, Resupply Amplifier for range, Duration to make it last longer, it's always better when you last longer, trust me. Resupply Speed Loader is great, again only when it's level 6. Huddle Up is a good option, but not essential. If you want to swap the last 2 cards out for something else, Modified Hammerburst or Disciplined are great damage buffs. Recharge Bounty or Cooperation are also good options to support your team. Perk order for this build would be Cooldown on Kill, Assault Rifle Damage, Explosive Resupply, and Health. You really want to be getting your ultimate back often as you can with this build, and make sure you call out to teammates whenever you're going to use your ultimate so everyone can make use of it. It pairs well with Veterans, Anchors, Brawlers or Gunners, classes that use a lot of ammo. The last build I have for you is another passive build which will help your teammates do more damage and also get their ultimates back faster. The main thing with this build is Cooperation, which will let your teammates do extra damage to your marks. Now you just need to mark those targets, so using Interrogation, Eagle Eyes and Situational Awareness will have you marking enemies all over the map. If you pair this setup with Recharge Bounty, your teammates will get their ultimates back so often they're going to think something's bugged. If you do want a bit more damage in your own build, I suggest dropping out Situational Awareness or Eagle Eyes for a damage card. Your perk order for this build would be Health, Assault Rifle Damage, Cooldown on Kill, then Explosive Resupply. This is a passive kind of playstyle which synergizes really well with teams that are already stacked with a lot of damage. This kind of build works best with Infiltrators, Demolitionists, Pilots, Veterans, Gunners, you know, those classes that have the big powerful ultimate abilities. Free builds for you there. Honestly, try these different playstyles out. Even the passive kind of build will surprise you a little bit. Whichever build you settle on though, make sure you're leveling up your skill cards. You will earn additional skill cards whilst playing passively in Horde and Escape, and they do grant bigger bonuses as you level them up. Got a quick chart here to reference just to show how many duplicates you're going to need to max out any of your cards. And remember, you can't unlock duplicate cards until you earn the base card. So leveling up cooperation is going to be a nightmare because you don't get this until level 19. Speaking of levels, don't stop leveling up once you have this card, because you have one last thing to unlock. The Heroic Venom weapon skin. This time it will be for the boom shot, and this is what it looks like. That is everything there is to know about the Tactician class for Horde mode. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel recently. My subscribers have more than doubled in the past few weeks, and it's good to see that you guys are enjoying this kind of content. The next class I'm going to cover will be the Combat Medic. I've had a few comments, but more specifically, this one by Tactician. I'll start working on that next. So keep an eye out for that, and it will be done soon. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below on which class you would like to see. I can't always promise it will be next, but I will prioritise it over others. That is everything for now. Thank you for watching this guide, have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one, gears.